Coach, I know when we talked Saturday night, you needed to review the tape. Now that you've looked at the tape, anything kind of stand out to you, good or bad, that you didn't see Saturday?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's both sides of it in all three phases of the game. You want to play a heck of a lot better earlier so you don't dig yourself that 30-3 hole. Again, incredibly proud of the guys for fighting and staying with it and continuing to play the next play in the second half, creating a little bit of momentum, having the ability to cut it to a one-score game. But I think our guys, after watching the tape and having our Monday workout, just them understanding the fine line of being on the right side and the wrong side of things. And that margin of error of what it is when you're playing good football teams, when you're on the road like we were, understanding how clean you have to play to find a way to go win. And so that was the stress for us. That was the constant talk and the messaging is understanding that, man, it's all about the execution and cleaning that part of it up and looking forward to being in Davis Wade Saturday night.
Last week you talked to us about lessons in victory. It's unfortunate you have to do it, but what are the lessons in defeat that you have to learn?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of them, especially going through this as a group, year one. Our guys understanding that us as a staff, me, myself, I'm going to be exactly who I was last Monday. And they're not going to get somebody new or different in the building. And the trust and the culture that we've created over the last 7 months is for these times. It's not for the easy times. Like the family, the trust, the connection, it's for the times that are really, really hard. And to me, that's when things get exposed. Our guys have answered the right way. They had great attitudes and energy in the building this morning. I think they were wondering how the building was going to be today. And as they get off the practice field today, I think they've got a great sense of understanding. Man, we've got to find ways to get better. We got to execute cleaner, but the people that are leading them are not going to be different people because of an outcome on Saturday.
Steve. I know you're kind of just getting started on Toledo, but what are your early impressions of them and kind of what they do defensively?
Yeah, this football team and this program is incredibly established. The head football coach been there 9 years as the head coach, been there 16 years overall as a coordinator or a head coach. And so their program is incredibly established. They've had a ton of success. For them to be able to come down here Saturday night, it will be no big deal for their program. And so stressing that for our guys and understanding exactly who we're going to get. They've got a defensive unit that's got 7 of the 11 starters as 6-year players. They are an old unit. And then offensively, they've got some skill guys that can do some really good things with the ball when they get it in their hands. So it's going to be a total team effort. They returned a kickoff for a touchdown last week. A running back who's a really good player for them that we got to make sure we bottle up and we tackle. And then make sure that he doesn't become a problem in special teams as well. So, again, a program that's won a bunch of games, won a bunch of conference championships, and a staff that is incredibly established. So we'll look forward to that challenge Saturday night.
Coach, when you look back on the film, I guess mainly of this last game, and you look at the running game, is it? I guess you look at the running backs and the offensive line too. What do you kind of see in there?
Yeah, I did. You look at the running backs, the offensive line, the decision-making from a quarterback standpoint, when he should pull the ball or when he should hand the ball, how we're blocking the perimeter. So the totality of it is what will give us a chance to be better in the run game, and just way too many inconsistencies. All day long in the run game, we had the right people, but fundamentally we did not play clean. And I've talked about this a bunch and with our guys, like, our intent was really good. Our execution has to be cleaner, bottom line. And so I've got to coach them better. We've got to coach them better to execute in a cleaner way. And, again, I think our guys see that. Whether we're blocking the right guys or not, fundamentally we have to be cleaner, whether that's on the perimeter, that's in the core, whatever it is.
On the flip side, had trouble defending the run in that ball game. What were the biggest issues when you look back on film? And obviously had some players out, but what was kind of the biggest issues you saw from the line and kind of defending what they did run the football?
Yeah, it's one story, and it's tackling. 25 missed tackles, over 250 yards after contact. And I think that was the frustrating part for our guys, is that when they watched the tape, there were plenty of times where we were in position and we got to get the guy on the ground. You look at the first drive, 2nd 10, QB makes an unbelievable play. We got him dead to rights, 4 yards in the backfield, and not able to make the play. There's other times where, just like I wanted different calls offensively, Coleman wants probably a couple back defensively. That's the reality of what we do. But we've got to find ways, when we're in position, we got to make the play. And so, again, coaching them better, finding ways to make sure we're doing something a little different defensively from a circuit standpoint, whether that's live tackling or what it is, to be able to go address it, and then playing cleaner on Saturdays. But our guys felt that as they watched the tape today.
It's obviously only Monday, but how have you seen your guys respond after that loss, and how do you expect to see that, going into this week ahead of Toledo?
Yeah, our guys are going to fit off us. They're going to fit off me. And so their energy again in the building this morning was good. Our intent at practice was good, and people incredibly locked in and talking about, being at our best Saturday night. Protecting our home field is something that we are going to talk about inside our program nonstop. Our guys understand that, and they know the importance of playing really well Saturday night.
Jeff, regarding the guys that were out on the defensive line, where are things at right now with Dink and Deontay and Eric Taylor too?
Yeah, Eric is no longer with us. Dink and Deontay, hopeful for these guys to be able to be back. It's too early in the week to know. They did a little bit today, but not much. We are planning as if we're not going to have these guys, so we'll see as we get later on in the week.
We talked a little bit about the slow start Saturday. Now that you've gone back and kind of looked at that, what kind of stands out to you that kind of caused that slow start at Arizona State?
Yeah, it was without a doubt. Just like it's one story defensively, in my mind, offensively, it's one story, and it's the fact that we could not play clean football on third downs. We're in really good third down situations early in the game and don't have the ability to make the play and stay on the field, whether it was settling for a field goal down there on 4th down on the 3rd drive, or the first 2 drives of the game being 3rd and 6, being 3rd and 3, and not executing in a way to give us a chance to stay on the field. So those were the things that, again, offensively got stressed. We've got to run the football more effectively. The way they played defense and structurally, there were going to be more hats in the box than we could block at times. So finding ways to, again, be cleaner in the run game. But, man, we have to play better on 3rd down for us to have a chance to stay on the field and go score points.
Got a touchdown rushing and receiving from your running backs. Just how did you feel about that unit on Saturday?
Yeah, guys that, they're trying to take advantage of the opportunities they get. You look at the first 2 games, we haven't gotten a ton of carries. We hadn't gotten a ton of opportunities. So guys not being able to get in a rhythm, I think, is part of the run game right now. And that's with how the flow of the game has ended up over the last 2 weeks. So they took really good care of the football. Ball was not on the ground from those guys, which was a huge improvement for week 1. And now we got to find ways to win our one-on-ones, win in space. But was proud of Vaughn for being able to go execute there and score that receiving touchdown there in the 4th.
Just watching the game, it felt like the tempo was a little slower week 2 than it was week 1. Did you feel that as well? Did the team play as fast as you want them to?
Yeah, at times we did. There were times where we weren't quite as fast. We got held a lot from an official standpoint. So I think that was part of it. But I thought when we had the ability to play fast, I thought our tempo was pretty good.
We've already seen some impressive performances by MAC teams this year. Just last week, Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame, Bowling Green gave Penn State all they could handle. Is that sort of just like serving as fuel for your team? Like, we don't want to be that next victim or get into trouble against a team like that?
I don't talk about it that way. I talk about making sure we know exactly who we are playing and understanding Toledo has a really long history of playing really good football, winning football. Again, a program that is incredibly established, and a group that whether it was at Illinois last year and they end up getting beat by 2, they go to Notre Dame 2 years ago, they lose by 2. Like, they have been in complete fistfights with Power 4 football teams, and this will be nothing new for their program. So it's got nothing to do with anybody else but Mississippi State, and then knowing exactly who we're getting Saturday night.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.